Making homemade caramel sauce is very simple. All you need is a nice saucepan like this, sugar, water, and heavy cream, and a pinch of salt. So you add the sugar and water in. You see there's not a lot of water in here. And the key is you have to have a cover, so that way it won't crystallize on the side. And we're going to leave it on high, and we're going to wait until it boils. Your saucepan is on high, so when you see it's starting to melt a little bit, you just want to swirl your pot around. So make sure get the sugar going. It doesn't take long for the sugar water to boil for the caramel, so don't leave the stove at all. So once it starts boiling like this, you can see the clock. It's 8:01 and our sugar start boiling. You just move your pot around a little bit. Now the key here, see right here, you don't want it to crystallize, so you want to put a cover over it, and the steam will not make the side of your pot crystallize up with sugar. So we're going to let this boil until we see the sugar brown. Salt. Make sure you have your salt, cream, and vanilla ready, because once the sugar start turning brown, you want to have this available to start your process making caramel. As you can see, the sugar is boiling and the steam is coming out from the lid. Now if I open it up, you can see there's no crystallization on the side of the pot at all. So you want to keep this lid on until your sugar start to turn color. Okay, you see it's only 8:03. It's only a few minutes, and you can see how nicely our sugar is doing. You don't want to stir the sugar while making caramel. What you can do is move your pot around like this a little bit. It's looking good. You can swirl your pot around. Well, let's keep the lid on so no crystallization will form. So once in a while, you want to move your pot around. So you want to keep your eye on your pot. Now it's starting to turn color. You can move your pot around like this. Now you see it's only 8:08 and your caramel starts to turn color already. You want to have your heavy cream ready so you can pour it in. Once it starts smoking like this is when you add in your heavy cream. Now you can turn off your heat. It's going to be really smoky, so make sure you have a fan going. You want to take off the heat. Add a pinch of salt. A tablespoon of vanilla. Your caramel is done now. Look at how nicely it flows. If you want it thinner, you can add more cream. Now don't forget, this caramel right now is really hot. You do not want to put your finger in here because this will burn your finger, 3rd-degree burn. Scouty stuffed cookie. So we're going to do bake a coconut in here into the caramel. And we're going to mix this up. And this is what we're going to stuff our cookie with. Let's just taste this, make sure it's right. Delicious. Base dough has brown butter, brown sugar, light brown sugar, salt. And we're going to beat this up to light and creamy. After a few minutes, let's check. Ooh, nice and fluffy. And don't forget to scrape your sides and bottom every time you make any cookies or cake. Let's add in the eggs. My favorite go-to is real vanilla and a butternut extract. Or you can do cookie nip or any flavoring that you like in your cookie. Now you extract vanilla and butternut. Once your flavor is nicely incorporated, you just want to make sure you scrape the side and the bottom. So you want to add in your flour and baking powder all in at once. And you don't want to overmix. Make sure you scrape from the bottom. Now you can add your chocolate chips in here as well. And it's done. We mix the rest by hand. Okay, we're going to mix everything by hand. Make sure you don't over mix your cookie dough. And your dough should be like Play-Doh. See, it doesn't stick to your hand. Now we're going to scoop. And then we're going to stuff the cookies. Now we have scooped the whole batter, makes 9 giant cookie. So we take the cookie dough and we break it in half. Make sure on the bottom you have more. Put a chocolate truffle in the middle. You can make your own, but these Godiva is really good for it. They have milk chocolate and truffle inside. And then we're going to scoop some coconut caramel. And then spread this out and put it right on top. And just close the seam. And then we're going to dip it in some more coconut on top. So you have a toasted coconut. Let's do on the side too. That'll be really nice. Because the top, we're going to put more caramel on top so you won't see the top. So make sure you get it on the side. Okay, open this up. Put a chocolate truffle in. You can really stuff this with anything you want. This is just a suggestion. Let your imagination run. Flatten out your dough. And just close the seam. Let's roll some of these into the big coconut. So this is the big coconut flakes. You can order the big one online. Roll this. Okay, make sure you push them in here so they don't fall off. Okay, our cookies are done. And I'm going to put it into the freezer so we'll set. These cookies have set. See, they're nice and hard. Now we're going to bake them at 350. Okay, 350. Okay, 12 minutes up. Wow, look at that. I'm going to give this a thing of caramel. This is the homemade caramel that we made. You can put on there as much as you want. The big coconut looks really good. So while it's hot, it will come down. And then we're going to put a Lorna Doone cookie. We're going to squish it right in there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So we're going to let this sit. And it will set. Takes about a couple hours to cool down. And then we're going to put it in the fridge to let it set completely. Look at this cookie. It has set a couple hours. I didn't put it in the fridge yet. Okay. You see the homemade caramel here we made? Still gooey. So let's cut this open. So we put it in the fridge, it'll probably be set. Be much better. So let's do the big review. Wow. Look at that cookie. Now that's one beautiful cookie. Look at the juiciness of the caramel and the coconut. Let's taste this. Mmm. Wow. Making your own homemade caramel. It's not sweet at all. And this is like a shortbread kind of texture cookie. It's delicious. A hint of chocolate. So good. It melts in your mouth. It has that hint of saltiness from the salt that we put in the caramel. Delicious. Andre, you're going to try this cookie for me? It's a new creation.
Yes.
And tell me what you think. First impression.
That's good.
Why is it good?
Is that coconut in it?
Yes. You like coconut?
Mm-hmm. I just got something else.
Caramel.
It's good.
So it's like a shortbread cookie. It's like a take on... See the shortbread? It's like a take on the Girl Scout Samosa cookie. So I put a little bit of chocolate chip in there as well. Did you taste light on the chocolate chip? Because I want the coconut and caramel shine through.
It's good.
You like it?
You
pay $5 for each?
Yeah.
All right.
This is really good.
Bon appetit, guys. See you in the next video.